Hello, my name is Mr. G, and you are watching The Art of Teaching. I got an email message a while ago, someone asking me what it takes to be a good teacher. So I sent them a response, and I saved it and thought this would be a good topic for a video. So I came up with the top 10 qualities of a good teacher. Number 1 is patience. If you're teaching in the middle school or the high school, patience is definitely number 1. Kids are going to do a lot of stupid things, but that's because they're kids and they're still sort of figuring out what boundaries are and what things to do and what not to do. So you need to be able to take it with a grain of salt and kind of move on from there. As soon as you take it personally, you've definitely lost. Number 2, consistency. It's really important that you treat the good kids and the bad kids the same way. As soon as you start having some kind of favoritism in your classroom, the kids are going to smell that and they're going to lose all respect for you. So you need to really be consistent. Number 3 is professionalism. You're there to be their teacher, not their friend. It's nice to be liked, but that shouldn't be your number 1 goal. And if it is, you're going to lose them along the way. So it's important that with that consistency, you be as professional as possible, and try not to mix your outside life with your school life. You don't want to get too personal with that kind of information. Now, if you do something outside the classroom that relates to what you're doing inside the classroom, by all means, you want to share that and make it more real to them as a real-world experience. But for the most part, social networking, all that kind of stuff, keep the kids out of it. Number 4, organization. In a public school system, there is so much paperwork, so much stuff from the federal government, the state government, things that you need to keep lined up and organized, and you could even be put in a legal position if you don't follow through with certain regulations. There's 504 plans, IEPs, all of these kinds of things that took a while to kind of understand. You've got to be very organized and be able to back up everything that you do with paperwork. Number 5 is communication dexterity. There's a lot of people you need to communicate with, and you need to do it in very different ways. Most of the day you're talking with kids, but sometimes you need to be talking with colleagues. You need to talk to guidance counselors, administrators, and parents. So it's important that you're able to communicate with all of these different people in different ways that are very respectful, get across your point. It's important. Number 6, be willing to ask for help when you need it. Just because you feel like you're hitting a brick wall doesn't mean you need to just keep pushing and pushing. Ask someone else for some help. Maybe a seasoned teacher, that's the best person to go to, or a guidance counselor if it's a specific student you're having some difficulty with. Maybe they can give you some information you didn't know about, or an administrator. These are all people that are around you. These are all people you should be asking for help. Number 7, be willing to think on your feet and change as things change in your classroom. It's great to obviously have a lesson plan, but things will pop up in the classroom, things that are really good and grab the kids' interest, and you can kind of go with that. Sometimes things come up that are just complete distractions, and it's important for you to be able to veer the class back to what you need done. Don't ignore completely what's going on there. You want to grab their interest in that and then pull it back to your subject matter. Number 8, I call it emotional detachment, which seems kind of cold, but it's really important for a teacher. As soon as you get overly emotionally involved in what's going on in the classroom, you start taking things very, very personally. If a kid's upset, if you get upset back at them, it's just going to escalate their behavior. It's important for you to be a calming force in the classroom and to have this steadiness so that they know they can come to you with issues and they're not afraid to do that. It's also a way to deflate a bad situation. Try and use a lot of I statements. I feel you're trying to tell me this, however, I need you to do this. Again, keep it non-emotional and you're able to get through these things a lot better. Number 9 is seeking professional growth, and you want to continue to do that, especially in your subject area. So if you only teach what you've learned 10, 20 years ago, it becomes very stale and you lose touch with what's going on today. And there are some exciting things going on today. So it's important to check with that, not just your subject matter, but even in methods and methodology of teaching. That becomes important as well. The last one, and I think sometimes maybe even more important, or certainly the roots of everything, is loving what you teach. Your subject should be something that you are passionate about, and that passion should be infectious to your students. If you're teaching a subject that you don't particularly like all that much, they're going to know that. They're going to see it. And you're going to be a real tired bore in your classroom. And your kids are not going to succeed as much as if you're teaching something you really love and you're passionate about. So these are my 10 points that I think make a good teacher. It is definitely not for everybody. It is the hardest job I've ever done in my life, but I have to say it is definitely the most rewarding. It challenges me every day, and it's exciting every day, but not for everybody. Hey, thank you very much, and I hope that was helpful. If you found this video informative, please check out my other ones. And if there's a way of giving me a good rating, you go ahead and do that. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later on The Art of Teaching.